Hey everybody, Pastor Jen here. I guess many of you probably already know, but I'm going to say it anyways. Guess where I am standing right now? It is hard to believe that it has been a year since we have been inside this building, our main worship center of Crossroads, and experienced a worship service in here. But in case you haven't already heard, we have a date of the triumphal entry that we're going to come back in here and we're going to worship all together. Pastor Chuck has announced it March 28th. And I know for me, I couldn't be more excited. But we're going to kind of take a little bit of a tour around here just to kind of give you guys that little feel of, oh, the excitement. We can't wait to be back in here. But who remembers right up here? We're going to have this video right up here. Our baptistry. You know, in Matthew 28, where Jesus gives a great commission, and it's go out into all the world, baptizing, making disciples, teaching them all that he has commanded, right? And who here has been baptized in this very baptistry, right? I know Ricky's been baptized right in here. It was exciting. I know, many people just, oh, man, what is going to be like to be able to be inside with people to see somebody get baptized? It's just going to be incredible, right? Now, come with me right on over here. A lot's kind of changed in here. I mean, there was a time like, oh, well, we're going to come back right over here really quick. But check it out. Now that way we access to get to this stage is down here. Go down here like we have steps that go right on up here. Check that out. When you look at the stage, they have completely redone the stage, right? So there used to be a lot more space in between, say, the row right here. But look at this. My hand is touching the stage now, and yeah, my hand's not touching the chair. But if I were just to go like this, here I would be right over it at the chairs. Less space, still plenty of space, but the stage is like humongous now. And it used to be there were steps. Remember, there were steps that you could get up to the stage, like right all along in front, and those aren't here anymore. The team we have on staff here was able to just extend it, redo the entire stage. It's just kind of like, holy cow, right? Now, if you were to follow me a little bit about what's kind of different here now, is we have this thing right in the middle of the room. This, I'm sure, has something to do with the tech stuff and maybe just with doing the live online kind of a thing and what needs to happen. There's all kinds of equipment that are needed so that you and me are able to watch service online. Did you know that on Wednesday nights when Chuck is preaching the message, he does it from inside here, and it's virtually like an empty room, empty worship center, and it's online so you can watch it, so I can watch it. But we had to have special equipment for all of that. Now, to give you an idea of just how big this stage is, I want you to look, this is the edge, and look how far back it goes. It goes back far. It's just like, holy cow. But hey, we're going to be able to walk around here, right? All kinds of stuff that we have here, and I'm not even sure. But look, this is another one of these fancy things that we have. Look at this fancy microphone that they got going. I'm not even sure what exactly this microphone they're using it for, and then they got one up top here. But it is some fun stuff that they have going on here, right? And then we're going to come all the way to the other side. Remember, this is kind of like the area where you would, where we would sit. We would sit in this area. We used to, remember we had our signing team. You guys remember Karina? She was a part of the deaf ministry, and they would actually stand like right in this area when they would be signing the service for the 11 o'clock service. But I'm going to show you the stairs that are all the way on this other side. Now, in the back over there would be where the communion room was. We can't even see it now because we have drapes that are hung because the team is getting ready for March 28th. It is going to be exciting. In fact, starting this Sunday, now today right now is March 10th. I'm just going to give you an idea of when we're filming this. This Sunday, Andy and I will be on campus this Sunday. We're going to be on campus in our office for our Sunday school class. And then we're going to be out on the patio, and we're going to be available to interact with people because we want the excitement to build of what's going to be happening And we're not going to be able to have just like everybody sitting wherever they want. It's not going to be a full as we remember it to be. But how exciting people are going to be able to come in here and worship again. All right, so I'm back again, and we have now on the completely other side is stairs that leads you back up to the stage. But you guys remember those times in which, I'd have to go to the back, right? And I'd have to walk up sometimes if I'm a decision host or something's happening. But this is an area that you guys don't ever really get to see. Now, I know that you've been this way if you've done choir and you've been on stage, but we're going to take a walk back here. This is like with all the lights on. Typically, when you get to come through here, all the lights are off and it's kind of dark, right? But this is just that accessible ramp that leads us behind stage. And anytime you guys have been behind stage, you really don't have an idea of what's going on. But I'm going to show you some of the specifics of what happens behind stage. It's kind of like when you get behind stage, it's like a big deal. You almost feel like you're kind of somebody special or somebody important. But I know that you guys are special and important. We're going to wrap around here, we're going to look here, and then I'm going to show you where things are stored. But we're going to come over here. This area that I'm going to show you is what's called the monitor room, right? Do you know every single service there's somebody that sits inside this room and makes sure that things are, all the audio and everything is going as it should go. But let's kind of like come over here, and we even have a couple guys in here. Why don't we come on in and say hello to Tyler and say hello to Fred. They are working away. I bet you thought they just showed up on campus for services and that was it, huh? They really don't do much, do they? No. They make sure that all this stuff is set up and works. Every single thing in here has a purpose, has a function, and guess what? It's important, just like you guys. Every single person has a purpose, has a function, is important, and everything in here is important. Right, Fred? Right, Tyler?
Yes.
And now you know that when things go wrong, just say, where's Fred and Tyler? Right? But now check this one out. Come look at some of this other equipment that they're getting ready for. See, because like I said, today's Wednesday, which means Chuck is going to be preaching a sermon tonight and it's going to be online 7 o'clock. Go check out YouTube. Love to have you watch Chuck's sermons. But look at all this equipment right here. I couldn't even begin to tell you what all this stuff does. I'm not even sure, but it's like stacks. It's like, this is called a rack, right? I'm sure there's stuff inside here, and you have the keys, tons of stuff. Now we're gonna come back over this way, right? But everything, look, they even have a workstation right back here. Everything that happens, and even like in here, I'm not even sure what goes in all this stuff. I do not know. But one thing I do know is it all has a function. Check this one out. This is where they store stuff too. Like this is where even a lot of times when we would do the some of the videos, the announcement videos that you would see pre-COVID, this is where some of this stuff would happen. Right now they've kind of moved everything around, but look at this storage space. Just immense amount of storage space. Now I'm going to show you where I used to stand when I would film, right? And they've moved it all around, as you can see. Everything in here, I'm sure, is here for a reason. I just don't know what that is. But it would be right in this area, you guys. Right here is the area in which we had it set up where we would do all the announcement videos, all the different videos. If you've been to Night to Shine Prom, not this year's, yes, if you were here at this year's, but last year's and the ones before that, when you would see people up on the screen and we would do announcements and such, we filmed it right here. But as you can see, there's no filming right here any longer, because just kind of like your world, my world changed because of COVID. Crossroads, we went through a huge change because of COVID and had to do things differently. And so now our tech team and our worship arts team are doing tons of things differently. So it's not just like us, every aspect of how we understood church to be had to be different. Even Pastor Chuck had to do things differently. Could you imagine every single week preaching and not having really anybody out there, and he's doing message after message after message? Really, it's just kind of like, wow, I commend him. So if you see Pastor Chuck, just tell him how much you appreciate him. If the time you get to see him again. But we're going to head over this way because you guys remember the green room, right? Now, I know some of you guys have been in here because when we would have the choir, but some of you guys haven't been in the green room, and I personally haven't been able to be in the green room for often either. But I'm going to show you a quick look at what the green room looks like. Oh, and we got Ricky here. We got some random people here. Say hello to our disabilities ministry. Everybody saying yay. We're giving them a behind the scenes tour. Right, this is our we still have a green room that once in a while people come into. Right? It's pretty amazing. Now we're going to take our cruise down the hallway. Let's see what's happening down this hallway. Now we're actually, when people get baptized, this is the area that they come when they get baptized. And there's another door that leads to the green room that you guys probably didn't know. Now you're even closer to the people in this room. Now you can really wave and say hi to them. In fact, they're eating lunch. They're eating In-N-Out right now, kind of making me a little bit hungry. Anyways, this room, special room, has a keypad on it. No access, man. No access in there. I don't even know. Somebody has access, but it's not me. I don't have access. I think that's actually Chuck's office. Or that's Chuck's room right in there, right? But then when people make a decision for Jesus and they would come forward, the overflow would come in this area. That's why we have these tables right here, and we have the chairs. But check it out. This is where kind of like baptistry stuff, right? And so when people get baptized, this is where they would come, okay? They have their robes on, and we have the stairs right here. And some of you guys maybe remember this, they would go right on up, and that's where people get baptized. Now, I'm going to walk over here as you're going up over there, right? And so look, I'm going to wave to you, see? So people come down here in the water, I'm standing right here, and this is where we would baptize people. It's pretty amazing, elaborate kind of a building here. Let's test. Oh, the water's nice and warm. All right, look, and I haven't been down this way. Now this room right over here, I didn't mention this, the door is shut. This should actually be the changing room for people who are going to be baptized, right? So when you come back here, we have the changing room, and we have all the baptistry robes. There's stairs right there as well. That's, and that's where people would come right down after being baptized, come down the stairs, and they'd be able to change back into their clothes. And we have all the towels, just everything people need when they're going to be baptized, right? And so they come up on that side, baptized, back down on this side, and they're able to change out of the robe and back into their clothes. And if they forgot a towel, we have volunteers that wash the towels, wash the robes. Like every single thing that happens here, there is a volunteer who assists with us in some way, right? And look at this right on the wall, raised to life. We raise people to life. The scripture says we are buried with Christ and we rise to walk a new way of life, right? So we're going to come back out here. Oh, this is Leslie.
Hello.
So say hello to our disabilities ministry.
Hey, everybody.
Leslie, she works in the tech department as a coordinator, and she helps to coordinate all things video.
Yes, all things video. If you need a video,
right?
We'll help you out.
I need that Starbucks.
And Starbucks,
wait. Lots of Starbucks.
Right? Lots of Starbucks. So people do land here on campus still, and getting things done, because we still, like Andy and I, every single week, we're recording, we're filming, always things to do. But let me tell you, this is why safety is so important. You may not know what this says. Look, 6 feet apart. Please practice social distancing. Masks are recommended. Now, the terminology is like, it's just Andy and I in here right now, so that's why I don't have a mask on. But if there was people filled in here when I'm going to be on campus this Sunday, I will have a mask on. And of course, most important aspect whenever you go anywhere is, where's the bathrooms? Right here. Look no further. We have a women's and we have a men's bathroom right here. So, in case we're down below in the green room, in the green room, in the living room, we have a place to go to the bathroom. Now, this is the one challenge that would be for all of us. See, if you were in here, say you were in a wheelchair or you use a walker, you'd probably have to go back around where we went up that ramp But if you were not in a wheelchair, we have these steps. So we're going to come down the steps. We have our handrail, so I'm going to hold on to it since I'm walking backwards. Nobody wants to see me fall, right? You guys don't want to see me fall. Actually, I don't want to fall. Andy might want to see me fall, but I don't want to fall. Now, this right here is an electrical room. We're not going to go in there because there's probably a whole bunch of wires and things that I don't need to be messing with. This right here leads to the outside. So if we were going to leave, this right here leads us right into our living room. Now this says counseling in session, but you know why we have that up? Because Andy and I were filming earlier, and that was the best sign that we had. So, but in all honesty, I was probably giving Andy a little bit of counseling. Or you could say maybe he was giving me a little bit of counseling. It was a mutual give-take. But now we're back in the living room, and you remember when people would make a decision for Jesus? They would come into this room to make the decision for Jesus, and we'd have decision counselors in here to sit down and talk with them and pray with them and guide them through their next steps. And this is what it means to make a decision and what it means to walk with the Lord and what's after that when they leave. But this is the worship center. I hope you've enjoyed this little behind the scenes tour. I know I miss it. Andy misses it. I'm sure you guys miss it. March 28th. I know Disabilities Ministry, we're not going to be on campus yet. We're still going to be on Zoom. But on March 28th, there will be service, 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. on campus where people can come inside. And that's going to be pretty awesome. But I hope you guys have a great day. And I can't wait to give you a behind the scenes look at something else about our campus. God bless.